So we will also be learning how to code on those stuff. But the basic is, in this, the programming, the type of programming that we use is similar to C or C++. So throughout this course, you'll be also learning the concepts of C and C++, right? And since you already have the basic concepts of Python, it would be much easier to grab these concepts because they are almost like similar kind of thing. Just the pattern or format of writing the code changes a bit, right? Next, what you are going to learn is about sensors, how to integrate them, and also how to collect data from these sensors, right? So there are various kind of sensors that we would be learning uh, for development sensors, industry made sensors, right? So there are various kind of sensors, like you'll be able to watch how IR sensors work, ultrasonic sensors work, and all this kind of stuff, right? Next, we will be learning about is IoT protocols. Now, whenever the term IoT comes, this means we are working with wireless stuff, so Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. So we'll be learning about these protocols, how they work, and how do we connect all this other stuff, right? So for this, we have a few special microcontrollers. Like first of all is the ESP32, right? So we use mostly we'll be using ESP32 and other variants of ESP32 to follow this IoT protocols, right? Next thing that we are going to learn about is circuit design and PCB basics. So what are these? So let's suppose we are creating some product, right? Now we cannot just randomly place all the elements in it, right? So we need to create a custom circuit. So we need to learn how to design those circuits. What are the connections that we need to make? What are the pre-built headers that we need to keep on those circuits, right? And then we'll be learning about the design of the PCB. Okay. Now, if I don't know if you have opened up any toy car, or let's say opened up any kind of device like your mobile phone or laptop or iPad or something like that. So you would see a green color, yeah. So you would see a green color board kind of stuff, right? So that is called the PCB, where all the components and stuff go over there. So we will learn how to design those PCBs, how to place those components, and what are the connections that we need to make inside those PCBs, right? Now after that, what we'll be learning is we would be learning about the whole IoT ecosystem, how we develop the IoT ecosystem. So we will learn about different cloud platforms like AWS, Google Cloud, right? These are the different platforms that helps with the IoT to host the servers and to connect with the different devices that we want to control and manipulate and collect data from. Next is data visualization, and analytics. So basically, remember I said that using IoT and the different sensors, what mainly we are going to do is we are going to collect the data, right? Now, what are the things that we need to do with this data, right? So in AI, what we do is we train the models. We create different kinds of models and we train them using different data. So using these sensors, the data that we collect are going to be very much useful during that time. And also when we are creating a complete overall app or software with these things, we would need for the users to actually visualize this data and all this analytics, especially in the backend, like where the admins and the what do you call the controllers are mostly doing all the stuff and managing all the softwares, right? So they need to have this data visualization rather than just seeing normal or raw data in the format of an Excel sheet or rows and columns, right? So they need to visualize those data. So we will learn how to create different kinds of plots, charts, right? So here comes the concepts of uh, Python and advanced sessions of Python where we'll be learning how to create charts, create all those kind of what do you call map plotting and data visualization, all those stuff, how to read those analytics, what are things that we can do with these analytics, right? Now the main thing is after we have let's say after we have created a software, we have created no, we're not created a software, we have created the IoT ecosystem, we have created the robot and all those kind of stuff. Now you would see that some robots, some drones, they come with an application, right? They come with a mobile application where they can manually control those devices. If you already have a Roomba, you already if you have a Roomba, right? Roomba bot, that is a floor cleaning bot actually. So with that also there comes a software, an application, right? To see what the camera is seeing, to give instructions to the Roomba bot to where to go and clean and all those kind of stuff. So for that, what we need is we will we'll, we will need mobile app integrations, right? Mobile app integrations. So we'll be learning how to do this integrations as well. Okay. Now, after we have grasped a solid concept about the basic of robotics and IoT, we will move on to something advanced, like we will master basically the different hardwares. We'll master the different robotics hardware, right? Like there are different kinds of motors, there are different kinds of actuators, how each motors, how each actuators actually work, what are the things that we can do to change those things, what are the things that we can actually complement with other servers, other sensors, other motor drivers and all this kind of stuff, right? Then we'll be also learning about computer vision with cameras, right? So all this stuff where we were doing up till now, they were using normal sensors and all this kind of stuff. But now here comes the concept of cameras. We'll learn about the different types of cameras, how each cameras capture things, and what are the data that they actually capture in behind the scenes, and how those data are used basically in AI to train the data, to train the model and create other stuff, right? And the next that we will learn about is AI ML. Right. So over here we will learn about the different machine learning models, different visions for robotics that we can implement along with AI ML. Right. Let me just write them down for you so that you have a better view. So ML models, computer vision. Then we'll have NLPs. NLP is basically natural language processing that is very much useful when we are giving voice commands, right? So if you are launching a global app, right? So they need to process different kinds of languages. So this we need to create NLPs. We need to work with different kinds of NLPs so that they can handle different languages. They can process different languages and convert them into a standard language that if the machine or the model can actually understand, right? And obviously, what's the main work of AIML, right? It's predicting. So we'll also be learning about predictive analysis, right? So with the data, not only we can visualize the data, what we can do is we can actually predict what's going to happen, right? So if I have to give an example of this, let's say you have seen Google Maps, right? You have used Google Maps. Yeah, so in Google Maps you would see that sometimes at different times of the day, the map shows different routes between two points. If I had to go from point A to point B, and if in the morning there is a huge traffic in one of the roads, it will show you another route for that distance to travel, right? But let's say in the same points, but the thing is time has changed. Now you are finding the route at night. So now what happens, it will show you the other route which was earlier, which had earlier that, what do you call, road blockage, right? Exactly. So there they use basically this AI email. They have already trained. They use this satellite images to capture all the roadblocks where there are, where in which route it's going to take longer time, and which route it will take a shorter time, and that's how they give you a perfect route every time you open up Google Maps to travel, right? So we'll be learning about how to predict things as well. Now this is not just the end, right? We have still a lot of things to go through, like in the last part is still there, that is being an entrepreneur, right? So how do you utilize all those things to create the product, how to, you know, make a market ready product, right? Now you have the knowledge. After this, after robot, you have learned robotics, IoT, AI. Now you have the knowledge on how to create the product. Now what to do with that product, right? How to move along with this product. So over here we'll be learning about entrepreneurship and business innovation, right? So over here we'll get to know about the different, we will not get to know, we will do different market research to find out the correct market for the product, or to basically know if the product is a market fit or not, right? And then we will learn about the different development stages of the product, and also we will learn how to create business models, right? Then in the product development sprint, right? What now, this is your part, not ours. Now we have given you all the training. Now what you need to do in the last 4 months is basically, you know, do the whole project. So our whole course is basically divided into two sections. Our whole course is divided into two sections. First section is basically training. Second section is implementation, right? So obviously we'll be guiding you, but is the part that where you do things on your own right now, right? So this training is of 8 months. This implementation is of 4 months. Now this implementation would be somewhat like a hackathon, right? So you will be given resources, you will be solving real world problem. You'll be solving a real world problem, not just any random project or demo project that everyone actually does, something like that. So what you'll be working on is demo project. Sorry, not a demo project, but a real world problem. Okay. So let me just show you a few things that we have created actually. Okay. You can see the screen, right? Perfect. Now see, this is called Tinkercad, right? So if when we are doing online simulations, so before testing the actual product with the actual components, what we do is we test these products, right? Test the designs, test the circuits, all those kind of stuff over here in Tinkercad. Over here, you will see you can create 3D designs, you can create different circuits. Okay. Now let me show you some examples. Okay. Uh-huh. Huh. Okay. So now what you are seeing actually is actually the circuit of a smart parking system, right? That we created. Um, Now, if I start that, so you will see, yeah, you can see the screen, right? The LCD over here. Now this obviously there are limitations of Tinkercad, right? Where um, we actually do the basic thing over here, and then we use the industry grade products or industry grade sensors and all those different devices to simulate this whole thing in real life, right? So using the circuit, right? If you see over here, all these all these are basically IR sensors, right? These four are IR sensors, right? Now if someone parks a car, right? So let's say someone parks the car in front of sensor number 1. So I'll just enter 1. Now you will see A1 is occupied. See the color turned red. Even here on the LCD you will see A1 is full, right? And let's say all my no, I still have slots open over here inside the parking slot, and a car comes. So as soon as the car is detected, the gate will automatically open up. So this is also another IR sensor over here to detect cars, right? Now this whole system is actually implemented, and how is it controlled? It is basically controlled through a software, right? So ESP32 is ESP32 cannot be simulated over here. Basically, this whole thing was implemented using an app. Exactly, exactly, right. So you can create cool things like this. Let me show you a few more things. Wait a second. Just a second. Let me come. Okay, you can see the camera, right? Yeah. So let me just show you the product. So I don't know if you have seen something like this. So this is called What do you call this? Wait. Can you see this? This is basically for kids, right? This is basically for kids, right? So this is to teach them how to, use different kinds of switches and all this kind of stuff. So this whole thing is 3D printed, and the whole circuit inside is also manually created, right? Over here on this whole system, and this thing is pretty much popular amongst kids. So we will be manufacturing it in a huge scale as of now, right? And this is a, if you can see this, right? So this is a obstacle avoidance robot, right? So basically, not only an obstacle avoidance robot, it measures the distance. It tells, what do you call, not only measures the distance, just one cool thing that I'm forgetting right now, right? So these are the things that you are going to actually be creating, right? These are things that you will be actually doing in real life. Okay. Um. Oh yeah, I remember this head that you are seeing. This head, this is actually replaceable, right? And we can attach a pick and place head as well. We also have that pick and place head somewhere. So using that, you can actually pick things up and place somewhere else, right? So that was the miniature version that can be replicated in a larger version as well, right? Yep. Now this was about the whole, what are the things that we are going to learn, right? Now let's come to some interesting things that we are going to do throughout this whole, what do you call, journey. Throughout this whole journey, not a process. Let's treat it as a journey, right? Now in this journey there will be hurdles, right? There will be stuff that we need to do ourselves. First is we will be having LAT after every session, right? This is learning assessment test. Now what will be there? Basic 10 to 15 questions, right? Either it can be MCQ or one liner questions. It will be on the topic that we do in the previous class, right? It will be almost around 30 minutes. It's kind of a recap kind of thing, right? So to understand what we have done previously, it will be mostly conceptual, less theory, more concepts, right? Next, the second one that we have is the self learning assessment test, right? Now what is this SLAT? Over here basically you will be asked to learn a topic by yourself, right? And we will test you on the basis of how much you can actually self learn, right? So obviously, what in this whole 12 months, whatever things that we are going to teach you, apart from those, there are new technologies coming up every day, right? So this actually builds your self learning capability of how much you can actually self learn, right? And SLAT will be almost like after every 4 classes or monthly twice, right? Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely, right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cashierless checkout. Yes. Yes. Obviously, you can make that. Yep. If you want that as your final project, absolutely you can make that. Right. Now the third level of assessment, it is presentation assessment. Right. Now over here we teach you how to create presentations or how to give presentations. So basically, when we are becoming an entrepreneur, right, we need to present our ideas to a lot of people. So we need to have those communication skills through presentations and all those kind of stuff. So this will also build your presentation skills, right? Fourth is mini projects. Fourth is mini projects. So every month we'll be doing few mini projects, or it can be in like after every class we'll be doing small projects, right? Fifth is project report. So what is this project report? So the mini projects that you have actually done, you need to document those mini projects into a project report where you say like, this is the project, this is the abstract, the introduction, what you are doing in this project, and what are the things that you have actually implemented in that project, what are the things that you have learned while doing this project, what are the challenges that you have faced, right? So it will be a whole detailed project report of all the mini projects that we have been doing throughout the month, and you have to submit that every month. At the end of the month, you have to submit that, right? And the last one is knowledge transfer, right? So what is knowledge transfer? So basically, we are teaching you, correct? Now, how much knowledge you have gathered, right? You need to be able to teach others the same concept that you know, right? So what this does is it solidifies your understanding. So when you are teaching something, whatever you actually know, and whenever you teach something, that gap actually bridges up, right? So that will solidify your understanding of all the previous knowledges that you actually have. These are the 6 levels of assessment that we actually go through. Knowledge transfer would be almost like after every 3 months or 6 months, right? Now this was our 6 level assessment process that we have, right? Now next is feedback. So this feedback is from you to us for the instructors, right? So basically it helps us to uh, refine our teaching skills, refine what are the things that we are teaching, you know. We It also helps us to develop both technically and professionally, right? So after every session you have to submit a feedback, right? So I'll come to that part a bit. So after every session you need to submit a feedback. And the last part is the LinkedIn. So one simple thing that you need to do in every class, take a screenshot of the class that is going on. You will already get a LinkedIn template on our portal. I'll be coming to our portal very soon, right? So on our portal you will get a LinkedIn template. Use that template, use that photo that or the screenshot that you have taken, and post it on LinkedIn on daily basis, right? Now what this creates, right, it creates your personal portfolio in the market. It creates your personal portfolio, and people would be actually approaching you, right? So it will also build your professional network, right? So the more you post, there will be more visibility, more self promotion, personal promotion, and obviously more professional network. And with one more thing, it will also it will keep accountability of your learning. So what are the things that you have learned and all this kind of stuff. So if I'm not wrong, you have seen those posts on LinkedIn, right? So day one of 365 of this journey, right? So you can post this stuff to motivate people to share your journey with other people, right? Now, the portal that I was talking about, right? Let me just share the screen. Okay, yeah, you can see the screen, right? Yeah. Now over here, you will see that there are different courses that we already have. Now for you, obviously your course will be unlocked, and below over there, you will be able to see uh, the learning resources, right? The assessment process, the feedback benefits, the LinkedIn benefits, all those kind of stuff. Now, let's say we go to a certain session. Just a second. Yep, yep. So over here on the dashboard, just let it just open up. Yeah. Now over here, see this is your course, right? Now if we go to the session, mm, okay. Now see, the class has been attended, but after every class, this has to be done. Otherwise, you won't be able to see your content, right? So we have made it actually mandatory, but this actually helps the students a lot and as well as the teachers. So if I submit the session feedback, so let's say this was session number 1. We learned introduction. Either you can give the comments or you can, like, this is mandatory, giving the rating is mandatory, but leaving out a comment is optional, right? Let's say I give them 5 stars and I submit the feedback. Now, as soon as you go on this page, now you will see automatically it will ask you to share on LinkedIn, right? So if I go on LinkedIn, now I was talking about the LinkedIn post template, right? So over here you will get the whole content. What you need to do is just copy to clipboard and paste it and attach your image, post it, and after posting it you will get a submit your LinkedIn post input box over here, right? So just input your link, post link. So let's say uh, linkedin.com. Let me just sign up real quick. Oh, okay, just a second. Okay. Huh? What? 60285. Okay. Okay, no issues. It's open over here. Right. So let's say I have a post. Let me just go to my profile. Um, post. Let's say this post. Right. Go to this post. Let's say I have this post. What I need to do is just copy the link and go to over here and submit for verification. Okay. It has to be a proper post link. Right? It has to be your post, not already posted one. Wait, let me just find a post where I have posted something. Uh, Copy link to post. So your link will be LinkedIn post will be submitted, right? And on the back end, our team will verify the post status, and after it is verified, right? After it is verified, you'll be able to see the course. Obviously, you can do it on other platforms. We are restricted over here to LinkedIn because it's easier to track on LinkedIn with the different, hashtags and at the rates, right? Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. You can share it any platform you want. Exactly, exactly. So let's just a second. Let me just show you how this works as well. When I've shown you the half, when I've shown you actually shown you 70% of the steps, let me complete the whole step. Right. Yep. Now, as soon as I have verified it from the backend, now you will see that congratulations, your post has been verified. Now, if you go back over here to session one, you'll be able to see the course content, right? And eventually, whenever we finish our courses, you'll be able to see the class recording as well, right? So let's say in this, I hope so. I have the class recording. Okay. So eventually, you'll be able to see the what do you call the class recording as well over there, right? You can record on your side because it will take a bit time over there to put it on the portal because we will record it, then process it, and then upload it, and then after that it will be fetched on the website, right? So it will take a bit of time, let's say a day or two, right? So obviously you can record it on your side as well, no issues. Or if you want to wait, then you can wait as well, right? Okay. So when I've already shown you this much, let me show you a few things about. So let me give you a brief idea of what our students have actually done in the past, right? Okay. Yeah. So this is an XY plotter, right? This is an XY plotter where whatever design that you give will automatically designed on a paper, right? And yeah, the pick and placer that I was talking about. Yep. So this is the pick and place robot, right? Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Obviously, we'll be teaching you a bit about 3D printing when we are doing the stuff, but I don't think so. It would be in detail, right? Okay. Now let me show you some interesting thing. Yeah. Can you hear the audio? or the video that is playing on the screen? No, right? Okay. Hmm. Yeah. So this is a live simulation of Chandrayaan 3. So you can see all these steps, right? The rocket going up, this what do you call it? The hover and the lander, right? All of these were automated. None of these are like no one is manually doing any of these things. This whole thing was automated, right? So this is the whole team that did this project, right? And one more thing, right? Every year we have this what do you call it? Hackathon, right? This is called the NASA International Space Apps Challenge. Have you heard of it? Right. So we host that every year, like we have been hosting it for the past 5 to 6 years, right? And obviously, if you want, you can participate in that as well, right? So yeah, this is just an intro of the thing. This is what happened last year, actually. Perfect. Perfect. So, yep, this is all for the introductory session today. We'll be keeping it short, but on the next class, the classes will be of 2 hours, right? So, yep, if you have any questions for me, you can go ahead. Hmm. Well, we. Hmm. I didn't get that. Yeah, so basically what we do is we provide kits as well to the students, right? At an additional price. You can talk to Arjit sir regarding the prices. So there are different various kits, robotics kit that we actually provide, which mostly have all the components that we will be teaching and will be using throughout this whole course, right? So you can talk to Arjit sir regarding that. Okay. Perfect. Hmm. Yeah. Software is most of them, like all of them are open source and all of them are free mostly, right? Yeah, the main thing that you need to buy is the hardware. So obviously there are options as well, so just hear it out from Ajit sir, right? If the prices are comfortable for you, we can either provide you the kit directly, or you can obviously go and purchase it around your local stores or Amazon, right? Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. No worries. Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. That's all. Yeah, Sharon. Sharandeep. Yeah. Correct. Absolutely. It's my pleasure. And I and Ajit sir both will be there. So yep. See you in the next session. Have a great day. Thank you. Yep. I haven't got the schedule yet. I need to ask Ajit sir once, or you can just directly talk to him once regarding the schedule. So what's the setup and all this kind of stuff, right? Yeah, me and yep, right. Ajit sir, right? Yep. Okay, sure, sure, sure. No issues. Just let her know, right? Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. Like you can. Do you run the store like the whole time, like the whole day, or you're off on weekends? Yeah. Sure, sure, sure. Absolutely. No issues. No issues. We can do it after stores. Yep. Yep. Thank you. Thank you so much. You too. Yeah, that's true. Bye bye.